In this video, I want to give an update on my health. When I first started this YouTube channel, one of the first couple of videos I made was I gave an update on my health. At the time, I went in for my yearly checkup in 2022, found out my cholesterol was high. The doctor asked how my eating and living habits were, and everything was fine except for that, I told him that I would have at least two, maybe 3 drinks every day. And he said, wow, that's gotta stop. So I stopped that, and then I went back in a couple months later, and my cholesterol had dropped dramatically. So, 3 months after I gave up alcohol, my cholesterol went back down to normal. Everything looked good. To be honest, I didn't change anything else. I tried eating healthier, but then that fell off the wayside. I tried exercising, and I stopped regularly exercising, and the only thing I changed was I stopped drinking alcohol, and that did it. My cholesterol dropped dramatically, and everything was back into normal limits, and I decided to keep going. And back in August 2023 of this year marked my 1 year of not having alcohol, and I wanted to give an update on it's now November 2023, and I wanted to give an update on how everything was going. When I did my 3-month and my 5-month update video, I kind of documented what I was going through. One of the main things that I was going through, I'll say it right now, it was withdrawal. I craved alcohol. At the end of every day when the kids would go to sleep, I would normally have a beer, and then, I'd have 2 or 3, depending on the day of the week or how stressful my day was. And when I gave it up, I needed to substitute something else for that beer, so I used fizzy water, sparkling water, basically anything else other than alcohol. So the easiest way to do it was just sparkling water with lime, and I did that for a while, and it effectively replaced that ritual, that habit of having a drink every night. And the further and further out from when I gave it up, the easier it became. And now I don't even think about it. And it's crazy for me to say that, but I don't even think about it at all. I don't have that craving. When we go out to restaurants, I don't even look at the beer menu or the alcohol menu. I don't even ask, because the urge isn't there. And looking back at it now, I can say that, yeah, I was definitely addicted at some level to having alcohol. And you hear the term functioning alcoholic, and we said it jokingly in our 20s, because we would go out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we would, binge drink and then go back to work the next day or the next week. And I think whatever I was doing last year, the year before, since 2019, was basically functioning alcoholic. I would have a drink every day and just do my normal thing the next day. You would see, I remember watching like Dateline or something, those TV news stories where they'd cover alcoholics, and they would start drinking first thing in the morning. They would go through like a 12 or a 24 pack by the end of the day. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'm nowhere near that. But, kind of looking back at, once I gave it up, looking back, I could definitely see some sort of like addiction, some sort of, I needed it. So, the further and further away from it, I don't even think about it at all. I don't have the urge. So looking back at it now, I can definitely say that my body and I was dependent on it for getting through my day to day. I blame a lot of it on the pandemic and myself. I let myself, I used the pandemic as an excuse. And at the beginning it was tough. At the beginning it was uncertain how long we were going to be in it. But after a while, once we knew this was going to be like a weeks, months, maybe, years long thing until the vaccines became available, we had decent, quote unquote normal day to day, with the schooling at home and then work from home and then trying to go out safely, just go for car rides. We had that routine. It was different, but once we established that, we did have a routine, and it wasn't as stressful. But I just like continued to have a drink every day, multiple drinks every day, and then once everything opened up and things more or less got back to normal with the vaccines and especially the boosters, I had no reason to drink every day. It wasn't as stressful. I mean, yeah, everybody has stress. Everyone has like their day-to-day stress, but it wasn't like the existential stress of like a pandemic and the uncertainty of it all. So definitely, I definitely did not have an excuse to drink every day. I allowed myself, thinking that like, oh yeah, this is my reward for getting through another day. When in the reality, it wasn't that bad. My day-to-day isn't bad, especially with all this stuff going on in the world today. My day-to-day is not bad at all. Another thing that I noticed is that I'm still pretty awkward when it comes to like social events, when there is alcohol involved. I mean, I'm not tempted at all, but for years and years, we always associated social gatherings or celebrations or eating out at restaurants. We always associated it with alcohol and having a good time. And it's, I'm still trying to struggle with that. I don't struggle with it. It's just still weird for me when everybody else is doing it. It's not like I want to do it. It's just, I don't, it's like, I forget what show it was. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands. It's like, I don't know what to do. It's like, I can have fun. I can converse with people. But, when people have had one or two, they're a little bit more, they're a little bit more louder. Their inhibitions have dropped. And, it's weird to not be in that same state of mind. It's like, I don't need it to have fun, but I'm not on the same, I guess, like level, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. I'm not at the same level as everybody else. When I tell people that I've stopped drinking, it's either I get the reaction of disbelief, people are happy or proud, and curiosity. For the longest time, I associated myself with this, fun to be with person, especially when we're out at like a bar or a brewery type setting or like a celebration type setting, because yeah, it loosens your inhibitions and you have more fun. So when I tell people, especially some of my older friends and that I haven't seen in a while, they're just like, they can't believe it, just because that's whenever we would gather and meet together, is that there was always alcohol involved. But then people are like proud because they, I think everybody can agree that alcohol isn't the greatest thing. I mean, it's great when you're at home or at a restaurant and it's in moderation. You have one, maybe two at the max. But that was definitely, especially in our 20s, that's not how we viewed it. It was like a thing to do, to go out and get have 3-4 drinks and do silly things and all that stuff. But that's definitely not, especially as parents and we're all married now. It's not the way we use alcohol, but it's still kind of weird. But people, they do know that there is this stigma. It is a drug. It does alter your consciousness, and just people are like, wow, that's cool that you gave it up. And I say it's for health reasons, and that was the main thing that got me to do it. But people are always like appreciative, they're proud, and they're curious, and they're they don't judge me for doing that. And it's not like I say you shouldn't drink or anything like that. It's like, please don't change your behavior because of me. And then the last thing is people are curious because they wonder why I did it, how did it feel, what was it like. And I just tell them at the beginning it was hard because I was just so used to it, but now the further and further I got away from it, the easier it became, and now I don't even think about it. I always wonder to what degree other people enjoy, alcohol, and I definitely let it get past the comfort point. Like, I think if I were to look back, like see myself having 2-3 drinks a night, I'd be like, oh man, that's terrible. If I were to judge myself, I'd be like, yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm pretty proud of myself for holding back, for sticking with it that long and not giving in, especially at the beginning, because you know, it was so easy to go back to it, and I had the willpower not to break my streak. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I always talk with my wife, like, are we gonna, you know, she's doing it too. Are we gonna keep doing this? And I always think back, like, maybe, you know, maybe with like a nice meal. It came up in a conversation, you know, I would like to have like a nice red wine with a nice steak, a good steak, or you know, white wine while we're cooking like a seafood pasta dish, because, you know, we'll make a dish that requires wine. I'd always have it with while I was cooking it, and that was something that I did enjoy. But yeah, I don't know. It's the whole, I've done it for this long, why not keep going? Because yeah, it's nice that, you know, the flavor and the experience of it is nice, but I don't know. I feel like I could easily go down that slippery slope of like, oh, I'm just having it while I cook, and then next thing you know, we finish the bottle or something like that. So yeah, I just want to give an update on how that was going. I feel like if I put this out there, if there are other people in the same situation that I am, that you know, I still don't want to admit it, but like, if I'm really honest with myself, I probably was addicted to alcohol. I don't know what the medical definition of being an alcoholic is, but I was definitely dependent on alcohol for my day-to-day, and I'm proud to say that I'm not reliant on it anymore. I can truthfully say I haven't had alcohol since late July, early August. So definitely proud of that. If anybody else is going through the same thing, I hope this video helps you. I know a lot of these videos I post on this channel are kind of all over the place, tech, parenting, this health thing that I'm doing. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you're going through the same thing, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks.